Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor here and it's time today for my final part of my February book hauls. This is part 3. These are all the books that I bought for myself this month. There is a few books, not too many I don't think. I was quite restrained. I mean, a lot of people might think this is quite a lot of books, but for me this isn't. So and I fit into my budgetary constraints this month, so I'm pleased with that. So the first book I picked up is getting a lot of buzz at the moment, and that is Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. And I just loved the cover of this, and I was really excited to pick it up because I wanted to give it a go. As far as I know, this is sort of an epic story with love and magic. It's set in the desert. It's about a girl and a boy. It's just a really interesting sounding YA fantasy story, and I just love the fact that it's set in the desert and sort of Arabian Nights feel to it, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a try. The next book I picked up is The Book of Memory by Patina Gappa, and I think I heard about this on someone's anticipated reads, and I added it to my wish list, and I decided that I was going to pre-order it, and I did, and it looks brilliant. Let me read you what it's about. Memory, the narrator of the Book of Memory, is an albino woman languishing in Chikurubi maximum prison in Harare, Zimbabwe, where she's been convicted of murder. As part of her appeal, her lawyer insists that she writes down what happened as she remembers it. The death penalty is the mandatory sentence for murder, and Memory is both literally and metaphorically fighting for her life. As her story unfolds, Memory reveals that she's been tried and convicted for the murder of Lloyd Hendricks, her adopted father. But who was Lloyd Hendricks? Did everything happen exactly as she remembers? Moving between the townships of the poor and the suburbs and country retreats of the rich, and between the past and the present, Memory weaves a compelling tale of love, obsession, the relentlessness of fate, and the treachery of memory. And I just think this sounds brilliant, so I can't wait to give it a go. The next book's been getting a lot of buzz, and that is All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. I've been hearing really great things about this book. It's been getting great reviews. It's an adult fantasy, I believe. It's a science fiction fantasy. It's about a girl who's a witch who can communicate with animals, and a boy who is a mad scientist type who has invented a 2-second time machine. And they're teenagers, they grow up together. I don't know if they lose touch and find each other again when they're older, but it just sounds really interesting, and I've been hearing really good things, so I'm really excited to give this one a go. The next book I've been really intrigued to. I saw it on the Little Book House channel, and she was talking about Sari by Sue Dharmapala, I believe, and I just thought I had to pick it up when I saw it secondhand. It's the story about a seamstress who weaves this sari out of silk and puts into the pattern sort of love and different things, and it's just following this sari through its different lives and the people who own it. Reading the back, it made me think a little bit of Chocolat by Joanne Harris, or The Spice Mistress, or The Mistress of Spices, I think, which is about a lady who works in a spice shop and about her sort of changing people's lives. It's slightly magical. Who knows, but it just sounds really good. And the front says 6 lives, 6 loves, and a precious cloth that binds them together. So I just think it sounds really interesting, and I love reading books set in other countries, and this spans Australia, India and Sri Lanka, so I can't wait to try it out. The next book is really intriguing, and that is The Book of Speculation by Erica Swyler. This sounds really magical. It's about a man who lives in a house on the side of a cliff. His mother is dead. She fell into the water and drowned, and his sister is in a sort of travelling carnival. One day a woman turns up at his house with a book which he reads, and it sort of details how a lot of his family, I think sort of all the women in his family, die on the 24th of July, and he's worried about his sister as the 24th of July approaches, and he has to try and uncover the secrets, and it just sounds really good. It's had mixed reviews. I know I think Jen from Jem Campbell wasn't keen on this book, but I wanted to try it for myself because it just sounded so intriguing, so I can't wait to try this one out. Next up is a book that I've really been excited to read, and when I saw it secondhand, I thought, yep, I'm picking it up. And that was Dumplin by Julie Murphy. This is a story of a young girl. She's a bigger girl. She's a plus size girl, and she's really happy with herself. And then she gets this boyfriend who she thinks is perfect and wonderful, and she starts to question herself and doubt herself, and she enters a beauty pageant, I believe, in order to sort of make herself feel more positive, and it's about that. And I just think this sounds really interesting and intriguing, and as someone who struggles with their weight and has been bigger and plus sized and smaller and bigger her whole life, I'm interested to see how this is tackled in this book. And the final book I picked up was a pre-order, and that is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. Everybody and their dog are reading this at the moment and reviewing it, and I've managed to avoid most of it. I don't really want to know too much about this. I think it is a YA fantasy, and it's something to do with witches. It's been blurbed by Robin Hobb, which I think is interesting. I didn't get on with the first book I read by Robin Hobb, but I will be trying some more of her books later in the year, hopefully. So I'm interested to see how I get on with this, and I can't wait to go into it a bit blind and see for myself whether it is worth the hype. Anyway, that's the books I bought for myself this month. Have you read any of these? Do any of them pique your interest? Let's talk in the comments as always, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.